Are you dreaming of being ultra lightweight, but you can't quite get there? Do you have to do extended food and water carries that make your backpack weigh over 20 pounds? Same! The Pilgrim UL Highline backpack is an ultra lightweight backpack that only weighs 21 ounces and it can comfortably carry 25 to 30 pounds. Stay tuned and I'll tell you all about this backpack. I've owned backpacks from Deuter, Z-Packs, Light AF, and Waymark Gear Company. Like most backpackers, I started with a big, heavy, complicated backpack, and I progressed to a smaller, simpler, lighter backpack, and I've even went on to a frameless, ultra lightweight backpack. Right now, my go-to backpacks are from Waymark Gear Company. The first is the framed 40-liter Thru, and the second is the 38-liter frameless Evolve. Now the Thru is super nice when you have heavy loads and it's super durable. And the Evolve is nice and it's super ultra lightweight when you can rock a pack weight of less than 20 pounds. The Pilgrim UL Highline fills a void for me. Often when I am packing for a trip, I find that my backpack with food and water often weighs between 22 and 25 pounds. I can try to squeeze it all in my Evolve and know that I'm going to have sore shoulders for the first few days, or I can put it into my Thru, which has plenty of space, but it's much heavier. The Pilgrim UL Highline is a framed backpack that only weighs 21 ounces and it can carry 25 to 30 pounds comfortably. I recently took the Highline out on a 5-day backpacking trip on the Colorado Trail. I comfortably carried 23 pounds on that trip over 90 miles. Here's a table comparing the details of my backpacks. You can see from the lightest to the heaviest is Waymark Evolve, Pilgrim UL Highline, Light AF Curve 40, and the Waymark framed Thru. You can see that at 21 ounces, the Highline is just 3 ounces more than the Evolve and almost a pound less than the other framed packs. The Highline is significantly larger than the Evolve and is even bigger than the framed Thru. On this particular trip, I didn't need that extra volume that the Highline offers. However, it does come with these removable top tension straps, so even though my pack wasn't full, I could really pull the top down and keep everything tight. Now, I'm really looking forward to bringing this backpack out this fall on colder trips where I'm going to be having my hammock and I'm going to have multiple quilts and I will need that extra volume. And finally on the table, you can see the weight limits of the packs. The Evolve is 20 pounds, the Pilgrim is 25 to 30 pounds, and the other frame packs are 35 pounds. While the Highline says that it can carry 25 pounds or up to 30 in a pinch, in Colorado my backpack never exceeded the 25 pounds, so I haven't tested to see if that 30 pounds is comfortable. Now let's take a little bit closer look at the Highline. The majority of the pack is made from either black EPLX 200 or an Ultra 200 fabric in white or black. My pack is made out of the EPLX 200 fabric. When I ordered my backpack, Ultra was not an option. Now my framed Thru from Waymark is made out of an EcoPack EPX 200 fabric and it's kind of heavy. So I was a little worried when my Pilgrim was coming and it sounded like the same material. But actually that material is significantly lighter and I would say that the weight is almost as light and is pretty comparable to the Ultra 200 fabric. If you've watched my channel at all, you know how much of a fan I am of that Ultra 200 fabric. My Waymark Evolve backpack, my Light AF fanny pack, and a bunch of DIY stuff sacks that I made are all made out of the Ultra 200 material. Now there's nothing wrong with the EPLX 200 fabric that is on my Highline. However, I just prefer the Ultra 200 material because I like the texture and I think it's a little less crinkly. If you don't know, Ultra is super expensive, and Pilgrim charges a $35 premium if you want the Ultra material over the EPX 200 material. But I think that that $35 premium is worth it. The side pockets on the Highline are made out of a very durable Ultra Grid fabric, and there are many different colors that you can choose from. The pocket has a drain hole in it, and it has a very aggressive cut here where going down like this makes it so most backpackers are able to grab their water bottle. One of the favorite features I have of my Light AF backpack was that it has this bottom pocket. And the reason why I like that bottom pocket so much is when I'm out backpacking and I want to shoot a video and I need my tripod to set up a shot, the last thing I want to do is take off my backpack. So my tripod fits in there nice. I can just grab it out without taking off my backpack, set up my shot, keep on walking. The only problem is this bottom pocket and the front pocket are both made out of Lycra. And Lycra, while it looks cool and it's super stretchy, is not very durable. So there are holes all over in this Lycra that I've had to try to patch. Most backpacking companies have gone away from that Lycra material. On my Highline here, the front pocket and the bottom pocket are made out of an ultra stretch material that is super durable. The bottom pocket here has a large opening on one side and a smaller opening on the other side. And this is great because it allows you to put things that are longer than the pocket, like my tripod, in the pocket. Now this material is super durable. When I was in Colorado, hiking on the Colorado Trail, most of the time we were over 10,000 feet, up to 13,000 feet, and there was a lot of snow still on the trail. And with that snow, a lot of times I had to slide down hills wearing my backpack with the tripod in it, and that bottom pocket was dragged over that crusty snow, and with all of that abuse, I can't see anywhere. A couple of other features on the Highline is it has this adjustable cordage on the side where you can really tighten it up to compress your backpack, or if you have longer items like tent poles that you want to put in your side pocket, these will hold those in place. On the top of the backpack, it has a roll top. The roll top has two snaps on it, and if you roll it up, you can either buckle it on the top, or you can buckle it onto those tension straps that I mentioned earlier when your backpack starts getting a little bit smaller and you want to compress things. It also has an adjustable top Y strap for larger items like a chair or Doritos or a bear canister. You can also usually fit a bear canister inside of the pack vertically. Now this backpack does come with a removable padded hip belt, and it's nice to be removable because if you want to go a little bit lighter, you can take that off, or say you gain some weight and you need a larger size, you can switch that out. Also, it has padded shoulder straps. So these straps also have a daisy chain on the front where you can put things like pockets for water bottles or put your Garmin. I've emptied the Highline, and I want to point out two more features that really make this backpack stand out. The first one is if you look inside the backpack, you can see that all of these seams, everywhere it's been sewn, have been taped. This isn't normal for a backpack in this price range. Companies like Waymark don't tape the inside of their backpack, and the reason why they don't do that is the labor costs of putting all that tape in here can be very high. But with that tape, I think that the Highline is going to be waterproof. And the reason why I say I think is when I tested this backpack down in Colorado, it didn't rain a whole lot, a little bit of drizzle, and I don't think that it was thoroughly tested, but I do think that this backpack is going to be waterproof. The other feature I want to point out while this backpack is open is the way that it stays down to 21 ounces with a frame is there aren't two stays. Most backpacks that are framed have a stay that's going up each side kind of on your shoulders. And this one, it has the stay that's going right up the middle. And I was a little leery when I first heard that. But the nice thing is you can remove that stay and you can bend this stay to how it's most comfortable for your body type. And that stay right in the middle, there is an integrated pad on the back of the Highline, and there's a really thick pad down here on the bottom. So between that padding, the padding on the bottom, and just bending this properly, I didn't have any problems with discomfort on the center of my back, and I don't think that you will either. So the other nice thing about this padding and the ugly truth about frameless backpacks is your back gets super hot and super sweaty. And by having this frame and by having this integrated padding, I didn't have that problem and I didn't get a sweaty back. I like to support small businesses where everything is made in America. Both Pilgrim UL and Waymark Gear Co are small cottage vendors that do all of their manufacturing in Utah. In fact, Pilgrim UL is run by a guy named Dillion, and he and his wife are the only people in the company right now. When I get a new piece of gear, I look at it like a hawk. On something like a backpack, I look at the sewing to see how clean it is, make sure they snipped off all the thread, how clean did they put on all that seam sealing tape, and how much care is put into that product. And I can tell you that Dillion at Pilgrim UL on the Highline backpack that I received, that quality is top notch. Now Dillion is an ultra lightweight backpacker who lives in Utah, and he designed this backpack to go on the Uinta Highline Trail. Uinta is a 6-day hike without any resupplies, and there's a super long carry without any water. So that ultra lightweight guy designed this backpack to carry a little bit more weight. Now, if you'd like to check out the Highline, I encourage you to go to Pilgrim UL's website, and you will see that the backpack ranges in price from $285 to $330, depending on what materials and what features you put on the backpack. You can also check out Pilgrim UL on Instagram, and their backpack is now available on Garage Grown Gear. I'm planning another backpacking trip this fall. In colder temperatures, I'm planning to bring my hammock and those two big quilts. So I'm really interested in testing the Pilgrim UL Highline backpack in the colder temperatures with different gear. Hey, thanks for watching. Do me a favor, if you have a favorite backpack, tell me down below and tell me why it's your favorite. While you're there, don't forget to hit subscribe and punch that bell notification. Check out Midwest Backpacker on Instagram and Facebook. We're coming into the best time of the year to go backpacking. So I hope that I will see you out on the trail.